I don't even want to count up the total number of years that all the GCN presenters have been riding for. But that presumably quite scarily large total does mean that between us, we have racked up a considerable number of kilometres in some quite incredible locations, and many of which have fortunately been documented right here on GCN. So, out of that experience then, which have been the best?
I must say, it's quite hard to choose the best ride I've ever done since working with GCN. I love the Maratona de los Dolomites. That place really is out of this world stunning, and for completely different reasons. I also loved riding the final 100 kilometers of Paris-Roubaix, even if the two couldn't really have been more contrasting. However, the one that I've chosen is our epic ride in Gran Canaria. Really couldn't have been any better. We stayed in a lovely quiet place called La Aldea de San Nicolas de Tolentino. From there, we took a nice gentle climb that just so happened to be freshly tarmacked and as smooth as a billiard board table. After which, you have a stunning descent. It's really kind of flowing, not much need for braking, but still plenty of exhilarating corners. And then, we had our first coffee stop. Always an important part of any ride for me these days. Now, the biggest climb of the day came straight after that coffee stop. It's called the Serenity Climb, and honestly, it was one of the most beautiful roads I have ever ridden. I mean, we did luck out with the weather. There wasn't a cloud in the sky on the day, but it really was stunning in every sense of the word. Now, the main part of that climb is 8.5 kilometers long, but it does drag on quite significantly over the top to the lunch stop, another important part of any of my rides today. Well, the highlight of the lunch actually wasn't the food, it was watching Sai try Cafe Bonbon or Leche Leche. Basically, that is an espresso with condensed milk. It was delicious, although I'm not sure that Sai agreed. From there was still about 1,000 meters of climbing to go, but the main feature of the final part of the ride was the Valley of Tears. Now, I'd been reading up about this climb and it sounded horrific, so when I was designing the route, I included it, going down it, obviously. And I must say it was, I'm not sure how to say it, a bit sketchy in places. There were huge drops off the side of the road and not much in the way of fencing to stop you going down them, so I'm going to describe it as a thrilling descent. And it led us back to our hotel, which was perfect. It ticked all 4 boxes for my best ride. Sunny, coffee stop, lunch stop, downhill finish, and I thoroughly recommend it.
Well, that's a really, really difficult question because there are 2 rides that spring to mind. One's the Rad race, which was my second ever fixed gear race on a go-kart track, which was truly, truly terrifying. But I guess the one that kind of beats them all has to be replicating the 1903 Tour de France stage with Mark Beaumont. And like all utterly bonkers ideas, it came about over a cup of coffee where we kind of discussed how hard was it back in the day. And so to find out, we kind of just decided to go and do it. The ride was just as I imagined, absolutely, physically and mentally brutal. But I did enjoy every moment of it. I mean, it was the beautiful summer's day, riding through the incredible scenery of France with a world record holder to my left and being able to chat with him and talk about all his adventures. But I think the hardest thing, or the thing that really sticks in my memory, was the last 60K when the heat was pounding down. And it was so hot, we both, thought we were going to get heat stroke, so we started stripping our polar necks off and started to ride in our vests, pouring water over ourselves. I don't think I've ever felt like that before. I didn't ever expect me to really start suffering like I did then. And then, I guess when we got to the finish, there was a massive sense of relief, a massive sense of happiness. We had just completed something I had never ever thought I was going to be able to complete. And so that was quite amazing. So I think that's why it sticks in my memory the most, just because it's something I never thought I could do. Get a 100-year-old bike from Paris to Lyon in 25 hours without stopping through the night. It was some ride.
For my own epic ride, I have had a really tough choice. North Coast 500 in Scotland this year, Taiwan KOM Challenge a couple of years back, Iceland last year. Well, I've actually gone for what was my first taste of bikepacking, which in typical GCM fashion just happened to be a quick loop of the Atlas Mountains in Morocco with bikepacking guru and all-round nice guy, Josh Ibbott. And frankly, this goes down as one of my favourite ever rides, full stop, particularly the 3rd/4th day. So we were riding through this incredibly remote valley before taking on an uncharted mountain pass. We'd found it on Google Earth, but it didn't exist anywhere else. Tarmac very quickly gave way into dirt. Day eventually gave way into night, and we were still going up this mountain. When we got to the very top, we had to take a snap decision as to whether or not we needed to turn back to avoid a lightning storm that was coming perilously close. But in typical GCM fashion, we didn't, and we pressed on. And actually that was a wise move. We camped out just over the other side, brewed up coffee the next morning in an incredible spot, and we're then treated to one of the best descents of all time before catching up with the GCN crew at a hidden gem of a guest house in another hidden valley, and we were treated to second breakfast. Yeah, now I don't know about you, but any ride that includes second breakfast is a good one in my book. Well, those are our epic rides. Make sure you let us know in the comments section what your ultimate epic ride is, and we'll consider it an invitation. Maybe we'll turn up and do it for ourselves and make another GCM video. If you want to see a true epic ride right now, then why not check out Ollie's Iceland adventure when he embarked on his first ever gravel race. Otherwise, give this video a big thumbs up.